What's up, guys? TraderJud here with the sixth pair of this week's weekly trading video, where I go over 10 different pairs on 3 different time frames: the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour time frame, and just give you some insights, some possibilities as to what can happen in the coming week. And I do this every week. I post these videos every Sunday, so tune in, subscribe to the channel, like these videos if you would like to see them more. And so yeah, let's get started with UCAD this week. Just a little bit of a disclaimer: I don't trade UCAD. I don't trade any CAD pairs, honestly. I'm just not really a fan of them myself. But I will do my best to look at any pairs that are requested, and UCAD was requested this week. So we'll take a look at it and we'll see what we can get into. So looking at UCAD, there's a bat pattern drawn on the weekly time frame. I do have one zone drawn, and it's based off of these wicks right here, which we can see price is currently in. If we don't look at last week's candlestick and we look at the week before, we do have that massive bullish engulfing candle, and we have a pin bar with a little bit of a bullish close to last week's candlestick. I think I said bullish close, excuse me, bearish close to last week's candlestick. We had a bullish point of failure with a bearish close to last week's candlestick. And so kind of what we're looking at with this is as it grows closer to closing this pendant, we're looking for a breakout of either side right now. So I can see bullish or bearish movement with this. We're sitting inside of a zone, which shows that we could see a reversal coming out of the bottom of this. We could also see a more bearish movement, or excuse me, more bullish movement and break out of the top, where it would retest this trend line up here. So we can see either one of those movements based on the weekly time frame. Let's go ahead and drop down to the daily. Added a crab pattern to the daily time frame that breaks the trend line that I had drawn on the weekly time frame. We can see that Friday's candlestick was extremely bearish, and then all the other candlesticks last week, well, let's take a look at this. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. Monday was a extremely bullish candle. Tuesday was a bearish engulfing candle, which tells you that you should be looking for sells. NFP was Friday. If you're not familiar with news in Forex, then you're probably not keeping up with any of the Forex forums or anything like that. Any of the chat rooms or anything like that. There's a whole bunch of chat rooms, and a lot of people talk about news. But if you're not keeping up with any of that, Forex Factory is where I keep up with my Forex related news, as far as times and how strong the news will be to the charts. NFP was on Friday, and so we see this this bearish engulfing candlestick from NFP. I do have 2 zones drawn, one based off of the highs of this consolidation area right here, and one based off of the lows of that consolidation area right here. So we do see that the bullish candlestick did break out of that zone. I would suspect that we could see a bearish movement to retest that zone before continuing downward. Or we could see bullish movement to break and retest up to the upside of this zone before continuing upwards. And then, of course, if we do see bearish movement down to this zone, and we could possibly see a break and a retest of this zone down here and continuation down to this trend line down here. Now, let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Same crab pattern on the 4-hour time frame. We can see the bearish candlesticks on the 4-hour time frame a little bit better. I added this trend line that was broken on Friday, so that's something that is relevant. I know that these arrows are kind of confusing, but these are the scenarios that I could see happening. There are 4 different ones, so that's why there's arrows kind of going all over the place. This is just basically depicting either a break, or excuse me, a retest of this zone and then a continuation down, or a bullish momentum that breaks through this zone, retests it, and then continues up to this trend line. Or we'll just see straight bearish momentum to start the week out before hitting this zone down here and then going bullish. And lastly, if we do see bearish momentum down to this zone and we see it break and retest and then continue down to this trend line down here. So those are kind of all the scenarios that I see with UCAD this week. Like I said, I'm not a fan of UCAD. I don't trade UCAD because UCAD, the biggest reason why I don't personally trade UCAD is because the market structure on UCAD is kind of all over the place, and that to me, that's just not favorable. That's not setting myself up well for success. So I'd much rather choose some of the more, in my experience, some of the more reliable pairs, especially when dealing with USD pairs. I stick with EU, UJ, and gold primarily for USD pairs, and I do not mess around with any CAD pairs. But that's just me personally. I know it, different strokes for different folks. So if you do like this video and you do want to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel. Add a comment down below if you have any questions, or send me a message on Telegram. My contact information will be in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys.